Welcome back to I'm Still Here. I'm Larry.
And I'm Heather. In 1998, at the age of 26, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. It changed everything for us, but I'm still here.
You are.
And
Happy birthday.
happy birthday!
Well, the birth of the show.
Yeah, so this is our 100th episode. And
Confetti! Woo! Music! This is how high-tech we are. We got nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our staff didn't quite get it done on that one.
Well, maybe they will.
These two.
Yeah.
The dogs.
And we've been podcasting for 1 year now. So, it's been quite a journey. What do you think?
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I do too.
It's therapeutic in some ways. It makes you think back on a lot of times a part of our lives that was very stressful, very challenging. We were young and dumb. Now we're old and dumb. But it makes you look back and go, what did I? How was that? I don't know. You don't think about those things, and this has allowed me, at least, to do that and put some thought behind that. And what did I learn, and what didn't I, and what pieces of advice you can give.
Yeah, and I think the whole intent with it was like, how can we help other people that are going through metastatic breast cancer?
I mean, do you remember how the podcast started?
What do you mean? Like the idea
Yeah.
of it? I think it was just that. I get these, messages, or I get these calls, and while I enjoy most of the time I enjoy talking about them, it just became one of those things where it's like, wait, how can I get this information out to people in a more efficient manner, but also like when they really need it,
To have a library.
To have
make
a library, but
of
also
this,
like, what if they could Google metastatic breast cancer survivor or whatever and find me?
Yeah.
What if they could, on that first night when they're so scared, like I didn't have that opportunity, and we didn't really even have Google, did we?
No. You had me to stare at, and me staring at you with my eyes open going,
Right.
I don't know.
So the intent is, that was the whole thing, was how can I help other people get through such a terrifying time in their lives, and I don't know if it's wisdom, but what can I tell them about what I might have learned, right? So I pulled some stats just for the fun of it, because, Spotify, where we kind of are based, keeps all of those stats. So we've had 13,522 plays, of the different episodes. Woo! Which is about 85 per episode.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool that people are listening.
Yeah, it has definitely gone up. It continues to go up.
I wonder if any of those 13,522 have fingers. Or are they all fingerless? Where they can't type a response?
You know what? I found 5 responses.
That you've ignored?
No. They've been on there for a while. Some of them I know who you are, and thank you. But also, there have been a few, random, this is helping us kind of thing, or helping me a lot, which is great. And I will say, when we look at the episodes, episode 1, which is about kind of just the diagnosis, it has the most plays. So 617 plays. So what I do see is that I think people are starting a lot of times at the beginning, and coming through or dropping off. I don't know.
Sure.
Both,
yeah.
Right?
It's certainly not for everybody. This is for
Right.
a very specific audience.
Right. So that's happening with that. 84% of the people listening are from the United States. 8% are from our neighbors to the north in Canada.
Canada.
3%.
Welcome.
3% are from the UK.
Why? Well, I guess it doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah, breast cancer everywhere.
Breast cancer's everywhere.
Yeah, and I think there was 1 or 2% from Australia, and then some others. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool. All right.
And then when I was looking at age ranges, there was, let's see. Yeah. There was like 2% that were like 18 to 22, and I feel like I know exactly who some of those people are because just from our
Sure.
yeah
Our group.
yep. There was only 4% of the listeners are aged 23 to 27, which I think that's good and also bad. Like, I think it's good in that we don't want people to be diagnosed super young, but I do want people who are super young to find us because even though we're old now, we were that age. I was in that age group when I was diagnosed.
You're saying people who have been diagnosed in
Yes,
that age group.
yes.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
so important to me.
Yeah.
5% of our listeners are 28 to 34. 22% though are 35 to 44.
Sure.
So again, that's, and then the largest part of our age group or the listeners is 45 to 59, which again, that's our age group, right?
But it's the majority of people being diagnosed, I would guess, is in the upper ages?
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I think so, for sure. But it's really interesting in that respect because I feel like I am kind of caught between those two worlds now because like people see me and they're like, oh, you're not young. Like you weren't. And I was like, no, but I was diagnosed when I was young. So people, it is kind of that weird thing with that. 82% of our listeners are female. So, and yeah, that's about it.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
I am too, actually. So anyway, hopefully those stats will continue to grow. I feel like they have continued to, go up. It tells us kind of, how many people, we can look at how many people listen to every episode. I didn't pull anything from YouTube, and I know some people do just watch specifically on YouTube, but it's not nearly as
if
big.
I'm going to check something out or share something,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do it on Spotify, so.
You don't have these on you're not like subscribed to our...
I don't know how.
Oh my goodness.
I know how to use YouTube.
Well, I know that he's not like making the stats go higher.
No.
Because, I'm subscribed to our
I might be, I don't know.
podcasts on both Spotify and Apple. So,
Oh, God, definitely. I don't even know how to get on Apple, so that's not it. No.
Okay.
I got it. There's a lot in my head. I can't do new things anymore. I'm becoming the old dog.
I think you're saving your new tricks for some of the things that you care about the most. Like,
Well, that's true, too. Yeah.
right. And I think that's the thing about getting older is that you go, wait a second, I got to put the focus or the ability to learn new things on specific things, not just fire hose.
So I also wonder of, you 13,000 people that have checked it out. I wonder what you come away going, I wish they.
Yeah.
Because really we aren't doing a little bit for us that we do get to have this kind of talk and therapy, a couple times a week. But I do wish we're doing this for other people, for the library, for the metastatic patients and their families and husbands and kids, and I wish we were
healthcare providers.
No, for sure.
I know we're not always the nicest, but please.
No. I wish we had that crystal ball into, I wish they would have, gone deep, because we don't know that.
Yeah. So when you say that, like 13,500 plays or whatever, that's a lot of people coming back repeatedly, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's based on, I didn't write down followers and things like that. So some people are a lot more, stay with us every week kind of thing, have subscribed, that sort of things. And some people do come and go, so. But yeah, the point of that is we're doing this for you. We're doing this as a way of being able to help a community that we really feel strongly needs support.
Information.
And we are not ever saying that we know how to do things, but we know what maybe worked for us or what didn't work for us, through the years. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah.
So you do have something new coming though.
Yeah. So my brain, just kind of, things happen. This is how I feel like my life works. I feel like an idea gets introduced, and then within the next week, 3 more things happen that it just reinforces that idea, right?
Yeah.
So, and then by the end of that,
I think a lot of people can understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it is kind of like looking for the signs, or right. Just, I try to be very open to that sort of thing. Right. And that's what's happened with this, what we're going to talk about next, and what we really feel like we can do to, again, help people with metastatic disease. So,
and it goes right in line with this podcast, and it goes right in line with your book, goes right in line with what
yeah,
deep in your soul really made a difference.
Yeah. And and beyond that, this is the other thing. One thing that has always made me back away a little bit is I don't want to provide somebody with something that is not going to make a difference or could possibly be harmful in any, you know what I mean? Like, sure. I don't want to, or it would be a waste of their time or money or something like that. That's my number one. Like, I would never say, I don't want to say, yeah, green tea was the answer. Go drink green tea.
Gotta exercise 6 days a week.
Exactly.
No, it's different for
everybody.
everybody.
Feel like that. And like, even going back to the prior episode when we were talking about like our diet, we don't do anything like it only can be this, right? Especially me. I don't walk a straight line. I walk a curvy road, right? So that leads me to our next thing, which is meditation and visualization. So it's just become so apparent to me that what I got onto early and what really helped me so much was being able to do a visualization every day, right?
Yep. So this you're talking about when you were in treatment.
I'm talking about, early on, from the
Yep.
very beginning, And I would literally listen to a visualization at least twice a day. I'd say sometimes more than that. Mm-hmm. I would listen to it. Maybe not. I guess it would depend on what my day was like. If it was a treatment day, I don't know if that would happen. But I would listen to it on my days off, like as part of kind of my routine, of all of those things, exercise, nutrition, all of that. But visualization is a big part of it. And then I would also listen to it going to sleep, right? And I know if I was a research person, I could tell you that that's kind of a good thing, right? Like
100%.
And
it comes down to, there's just so much data now, but there's also the non-data looking at situations, looking at yourself, looking at experiences you've had. If you don't understand the power of your brain and how your brain, absolutely, we know this controls our entire body. If you believe even just a little bit in, I think the brain could, do, then this is a why not? And what from experiences, I know you feel very strongly that this was a major, major factor in allowing the medicine to work as well, allowing the exercise to work as well, allowing the food to target certain things, or the medicine to target certain things. All of that stemmed from this.
Yeah, and I think the other thing with that was it was also breaking down the barriers, so allowing it to happen, right? Mm-hmm. And not being, not taking in the negative in the same way, or interpreting the negative in a different way.
That's when you told me about that a long, long time ago, how you were picturing it through this meditation, or what's the other word for it? Visualization.
So I guess I use those words. Maybe I should talk to that. I use those words kind of interchangeably. This is probably more of a visualization, because what we talk about with a visualization, you listen to something and kind of see it and think about it happening. Yeah. Whereas meditation, I think, is really trying to clear your brain completely. And I'm terrible at that.
Sure. Yeah, you definitely, when you were told me about how you were visualizing this medicine doing this to the cancer, and literally you were watching this war go on,
Yeah.
and the medicine was winning, and you felt better after that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
that
so
was
crazy.
real. When you told me, I was like, that's what you just explained. That was real.
Yeah. It's so crazy when you do this and do it on a regular basis, when you literally, sometimes the images that you see, like when your eyes are closed, are of like a melting or a bright light or a something that just is like, you could never put an image. To me, it was never like in detail. It was more about but it was so, or sometimes you'll feel a warmth, or all of these kind of things that just,
The power of our brain.
yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to get out of our way of our brain. And this is a way to help with that.
Yeah.
I think.
So what I realized in all of this, I can tell you all day long that your thoughts matter. And I believe that I believe with visualization, I can help show you that your thoughts matter. What you're thinking,
Makes a difference.
makes a difference. And that it's worth the time and thoughtfulness to analyze those thoughts and to challenge them also, right?
Yeah.
There's so many things that we, I think, you think like 60,000 thoughts a day or something like that, probably on a minimum. But
Minimum.
yeah, so, but it's like, what is that soundtrack in your head? What are you telling yourself? What are you? Ivy is painful today.
Sorry.
But what are all of those? What are all of those thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
And are they telling you? Are they opening you up to possibility, or are they shutting you down?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
That's what it is.
Self-talk.
If you're a Christian and you want to, there's a verse that says the faith of a mustard seed. Mm-hmm. If you've ever seen a mustard seed, they're tiny.
Can't hardly see it.
They're so tiny. If you're a fan of comedy and Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me there's a chance of, like 1 in a million. And
Be the one.
be the one. That's the thing that I learned, was like, maybe I can be the one. I don't feel special. I don't feel anything. I don't feel extra equipped. I don't feel that
Extra knowledgeable, extra power, extra strength, extra anything.
Extra spiritual, anything. I feel like I am the most middle American blah 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 woman that there is.
So going back to when you were doing this visualization, what did you listen to?
So I listened to a cassette tape of Bernie Siegel.
For you 22-year-olds that are listening, a cassette tape is a little plastic item that has a piece of tape running through it, and you put this into, say, a Walkman, and you would listen to it into your ears. Just Google it. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, it was a visualization that was broadly based on healing.
Okay.
So it would kind of like, if you've done a visualization, a lot of times, there are some walking ones, which that'd be cool too. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times it kind of just tells you to get quiet, close your eyes, and then walks you through kind of what to maybe.
No, I was just saying, like, where'd you get it? And was it specific to you? Or
no,
did
it
somebody
was
make
not.
it for you?
It wasn't specific to me. This one wasn't. And I got it from a random woman who was a friend of a friend who mailed it to me. She lived in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Yep. And she said, do this every day. And I decided to. And
well, you decided to, and you decided this can only help me.
yeah, I decided I guess that's the biggest thing with that, is that I did. The one thing that I bought in 100% on was that my thoughts matter and that I get to control them. It doesn't mean that I wasn't scared. I was terrified. Doesn't mean that I completely believed. I didn't. But when I broke it down to literally every hour when I was like, oh my God, my shoulder hurts, I'd be like, wait, that doesn't, because the unspoken part of that is, that's cancer.
Yeah.
Right? That's
100%.
the unspoken part of that. And so then I would have to go, stop. You did this today. Or that's the medicine working.
But it was that visualization that you've done 1,000 times that allowed your brain to go there.
Yes. And to
practice.
be able to, to think about it differently and see it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So huge. And even the other thing with that is like, as I got more used to what I was doing in my brain, when people would say things to me, I could counteract them too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people would, whatever it was. I know one of the most consistent things that I hear from women with breast cancer, we all have the same stories of the unbelievably terrible things that people have said to us,
Sure.
And so it's really then being able to use kind of the same concept to counteract all of those things too.
So what do you got coming?
So I have made a visualization. So
I've been working on that for a little bit.
Yep. Yeah. And this is the first one is specific to metastatic breast cancer, but still very general, right?
Okay.
So it's short. It's, a couple of minutes long maybe. So
Which allows people to do it often.
Yes. So, but I, in looking into this, I feel like I have thought so much about how can I help? What can I do? I think I can do this. Mm-hmm. I can do this for you guys. And the cool thing is that as soon as I started thinking about, okay, if I can do a visualization for metastatic breast cancer, I can also start doing them for different, I can make them longer, I can make them shorter, I can do them specifically for
bedtime, for exercise,
but also for
medicines,
hormone status, mets in specific places. Because again, like the other thing that we talked about briefly, but
Sure.
When I did the stem cell transplant, I had been doing this general visualization for a couple of months. And then I reached out to a psychologist and we built a visualization specific to the medicines I was going to be, taking for my stem cell. And when we did the stem cell, I was playing that. So how cool, I just get all amped up about this stuff, but how cool would it be that when you're getting your Herceptin, you could be listening to a visualization about that Herceptin working, and how cool would it be
on specific mets?
On met, yeah, exactly. So that's what I want, that's what's coming. Mm-hmm. So I think it's so exciting that we can help in this way. And that there's, just the ability to do this. So that's what I'm pretty excited about.
How do people get that?
So the first thing we're going to do,
Spotify?
We're going to provide a link. We're going to provide a link, and we'll provide it. It won't matter which, what platform you're listening to. There'll be a link that you can go to. And if you will give us your email, we're going to send you the visualization. So,
cool.
Yep, this one we'll send it. This is just kind of this is kind of visualization 101 for metastatic breast cancer, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to be developing more of them. We will have an option that we can customize specifically to a person also. So, you want your name used? We can use your name, kind of thing.
So anything that they and maybe not anything, but for the most part, anything that they want customized, you would be able to work on that and create a visualization / whatever for them.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're gonna keep going with the podcast. It would be helpful if you guys would throw us some ideas. But we'll keep yammering on here too, and but we just this is a way that again I think help people individually, and you can help yourselves, because ultimately that's about your journey and what your ability to get through the day-to-day with this.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So if they send us an email, they get that.
There'll be a link there. They will put their email in and it will be sent to them.
Okay. So I'm curious about, I hope you guys do this, and I'm curious on the feedback on the visualization on this. And
yeah. So
that's cool.
We could do, there's endless options with this. We could do some sort of a club where people would get a new one every month. I really feel like sometimes doing the same thing all the time is good,
Depends on what it is. So people, I definitely see there were seasons of your treatment.
Sure.
And seasons beyond your treatment, that meditation may not be as applicable.
No, I think and there's all of those kind of things too. There's one thing, one of the hardest transitions is moving from treatment to no treatment, right? To moving into that maintenance. That is scary as can be,
you
right?
were talking about that the other day.
So scary. So, there's a lot of different opportunities with this, but we're super
What
excited
about for non-breast cancer, metastatic breast cancer?
Yeah, we can do a general one too.
Okay.
We can do a caregiver one. We can do all of those kind of things. We could do.
But what if somebody has just lung cancer?
Yeah,
and they got attached. Somebody sent this to them. Would you? Okay.
Sure.
All right.
We can customize anything.
Okay. Probably within the cancer realm.
Yeah,
for the most part, and that's
for the most part. Again, it's kind of one of those things where it's like don't get too general, but don't be whatever. So I'm.
So
open.
What she's saying is throw her anything, and she's going to get it done for you. That's what I just heard.
I'm just saying. I think that we have come upon something that can be super helpful for people.
Yeah.
And that again is not going to be. It's going to be helpful. At the very, that's what we want, but it's never going to hurt you to consider how you're thinking. And
no, it's only going to help you. Well, if you're doing it right, it's only going to help you. I 100% believe in this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, thank you for hanging out with us for our 100 episodes.
100
of you that have been here, and we really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to more. So have a great week.
See ya.